Good morning in the Americas, good evening in Asia, good afternoon in Europe and Africa. It's exactly 4 p.m. here in Nairobi, time for Citizen TV Briefs. My name is Jimmy Mbogo. I trust that your ear is off to a great start. Let's get you informed on some of the stories making headlines across the country. Now, 6 Iranians have pleaded guilty in the 8.2 billion of methamphetamine case. Now, the 6, Jassim Dazadenia, Nadim Jagdal, Hassan Baloch, Rahim Baksh, Imran Baloch, and Imtiaz Dariar pleaded guilty in trafficking of 1,036 kilograms of methamphetamine before Chief Magistrate Anthony Mwishigi at the Shanzu Law Courts. The offense was committed between October 17th and 20th, 2025. The 6 will be detained at the Shimo La Tewa prison pending their sentencing. And we will be giving you more details on that report. Now, moving on, President William Ruto has launched yet another attack on Wiper Patriotic Front leader Kalonzo Musyoka, following remarks that his administration's youth flagship project, Nyota, is aimed at bribing the youth ahead of the 2027 general election. Ruto, who spoke at Kafiroine Showground in Nyeri, as he presided over the 4th edition of the Nyota disbursement to 6,900 youth drawn from the counties of Murang'a, Nyeri, Nyandarua, and Kirinyaga, also challenged the former vice president to outline youth program he initiated during his time in government. The president also took time to defend the policies and programs currently being driven by his administration, saying they will eventually translate into opportunities for the youth.
Sasa nataka nimuulize jamaa wa 40 years. Wewe umetoa pesa ngapi kwa vijana wangapi in your 40 years? You know? And unajua kuna watu wanaishi in utopia. There are people who believe 50,000 is very small money. Yes, it is small money to you. And maybe your children. But it is not small money to these people.
Hakuna pesa kidogo, hakuna pesa nyingi. Pesa ni vile utatunza mahali umepata msaada wa kuanzisha maisha yako. I want to encourage our young people to take whatever you're receiving today as the first step towards transforming your lives. It is possible to start small and grow big.
Wale ambao wanawaambia shilingi 20,000 haiwezi kufanyia chochote kwa biashara. I want you to show them that with the training that you have acquired, that it is possible not only to transform your own lives, but to become employers, industrialists, future captains of industry from that humble beginning of 22,000 shillings.
Now to education matters, where thousands of students joining grade 10 or senior secondary school have filled many schools on the first day of reporting, marking the first cohort under the competency-based education. School heads say the admission process has been smooth, apart from a few parents whose children have double school enrollment letters and others who are still seeking placements, adding that the effort are underway to resolve the issues at the school level. The government says it is expecting about 1.13 million former grade 9 learners to transition to senior secondary school and insist that every grade 9 learner must be given an opportunity to join a senior secondary school.
It's been a long journey, very hard, but we made it. Yeah, and we thank God. I would like to pursue STEM because I want to be an automotive engineer because I've loved cars since I was small and I want to make a difference in this country by making my own cars.
I see a lot of parents here. We were here as early as 6 and I'm telling you what, we needed to be here at 1 in the morning. Nimeongea na wazazi huku wanasema wengine hata hawajalala walikuwa hapa saa 6 ya usiku. So we feel very happy. We are willing to stay here as late as even tutalala pale kwa field. Tungoje mtoto admitiwe because this is a golden opportunity. It's one of the best schools around in the country. And we hope that the exercise will flow well so that then we can finish on time.
Our preparations have been top-notch. We are prepared well. The students we are having this morning, they came in large numbers. But the whole process is smooth sailing. A few hiccups here and there that are being sorted because of the way the whole thing has been. But from our perspective as a school, we can say we are handling it quite well. So far, maybe we have handled about a huge number.
Now, ODM party leader Dr. Oburu Oginga has today chaired the party Central Management Committee meeting in Vipingo, Kilifi County. The meeting, according to party chair Gladys Wanga, is to discuss the party's political direction and emerging national issues. Also present in the meeting are the two deputy party leaders Simba Arati and Abdulswamad Sharif Nasir. Meanwhile, another meeting is currently underway in Karen, Nairobi, bringing together MPs from the ODM party who are in support of the broad-based government arrangement. And our very own Stephen Leto is following up on that story and will be giving us more details later on in our subsequent bulletins. Now, moving on, the Judicial Service Commission has started interviews for 35 candidates shortlisted for the Court of Appeal judge position. Professor Migai Akech, Justice Juvenalis Maronga of the Environment Court appeared before the JSC earlier today, even as Justice Oscar Amugo Angote of the Environment Court is currently before that commission. Let's listen in.
And principles of good governance. And also when you look at the Bill of Rights and Fundamental Freedoms, it tells you when those freedoms and rights start and where they end. And therefore that document gives us what actually the people decided should dictate the way they live. So that's the definition of what public interest is. It is constrained within that particular document. Now, when you come to national interest, you are talking about the context within national interest applies is in the national security, in issues to do with territorial integrity, issues to do with development, issues to do with foreign relations, and basically issues to do with how the government is run. And therefore, if that is the position, and more so when you look at Article 238, it even tells you, when you're talking about national security, what should be the measurement or the parameter under which that particular national interest should be looked at. Article 238 is very clear that when you're talking about national interest, they should be able to be pursued within the constitutional framework, and therefore public interest always outweigh national interest in view of the constitutional framework. And the case of Code was very illustrative when that High Court dealt with the issue of the security amendment laws. Though it was argued that those laws were meant to guarantee the security of the country, the court was very clear that the laws should be able to align with the public interests, which are actually found in the principles under the Bill of Rights. And that was a very clear demonstration of how you balance those two. And those two are not just political connotations.
Now, former ICJ Kenya chairperson, that is Protas Sainde, and IPOA chairperson Isaac Hassan will be the final two candidates for the day. Now, moving on, one person died after a fire burned down houses in Millennium area of Diani in Kwale County. Neighbors say the fire started at 3 a.m. on Monday in the house of the victim, said to be a 40-year-old woman, before spreading to other houses. Neighbors say they could not rescue her because of the intensity of the fire. The cause of the fire is yet to be established.
Sasa tulikuwa tumelala na huyo, kuna jirani akaanza kupiga nduru, akasema nifungulieni, nachomeka kwa nyumba. Nyumba yangu imeshika moto. Dakika kidogo tukitoka hivi kufika hapo kwa mlango yake, tumejaribu kufungua huo mlango, umeshindikana, lakini huo mlango, huo nyumba yake ilishashika moto kabisa. Kurudi ndani kwangu kuangalia watoto wangu, napata kwangu pia ishashika moto. Tumejaribu tu kujiokoa na mlango mwingine huko nyuma.
Inauma sana, tumepoteza mwenzetu. Hatujui chanzo cha moto ni nini. Afadhali angekuwa angetuambia, lakini hayupo. Naomba tu kama serikali zatusaidia, watusaidie. Watoto walikuwa wanaenda shule. Hatuko tu hivi venye tunaliona, nguo hata nimefanya kupewa na jirani.
La kutokea lishatokea, na kwa bahati mbaya tumempoteza mwenzetu. Kwa hiyo cha muhimu ni kuwa izingatiwe kwamba je, majirani hawa wataanzia wapi? Starting from zero kifamilia. Kuna wanawake ama kuna wazazi ambao wako na watoto zaidi ya 3. Bedding zote zimepotea na kila kitu imepotea. Mtu ameweza kuokoa uhai wake peke yake.
A very unfortunate incident there, and our deepest condolence to the family that has lost their relative. Now, moving on, a group of Congolese doctors working in Kenya has moved to the High Court to challenge a Ministry of Health freeze on the renewal of their licenses. In their papers, they say the move was arbitrary and unlawful, and that has effectively locked them out of the medical practice. The applicants, all nationals of the Democratic Republic of Congo, say they have lived and practiced in Kenya for over a decade, serving in both public and private hospitals while paying all required taxes, levies, and regulatory fees. Through lawyer Danson Omari, the doctors accuse the government of acting without prior notice, consultation, and in violation of the Constitution and Fair Administrative Action Act. They say, as nationals within the EAC community, they are entitled to non-discriminatory treatment, mutual recognition of professionalism, professional qualification, and the right to work within partner states without unjustified administrative barriers. All right, and across our borders, President Donald Trump says the U.S. military is considering, quote-unquote, very strong options in Iran as anti-government protests, which have reportedly killed hundreds, enter the 3rd week. Trump has threatened to intervene and said on Sunday that Iranian officials called on him to negotiate. The U.S.-based human rights activist news agency says it has verified the death of nearly 500 protesters and 48 security personnel in Iran. Iranian leaders have described the demonstrators as, quote-unquote, a bunch of vandals and called on their supporters to take part in pro-government marches on Monday. Anger over plummeted value of the Iranian currency sparked protests in late December, which have grown into a crisis of legitimacy for Iran's prime leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei.
Supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. They want to have freedom. The protesters are after freedom. Iran has not allowed freedom for a long time. And the protesters, I don't think they're trying to appease me. They're trying to get somebody to help them. They're under siege. And now it looks like they're being shot, which is a very bad thing.
All right, some sporting news where KCB RFC, quest to reclaim the Kenya Cup Rugby League, is right on track after winning their first match of the year by thrashing Nakuru RFC 43-19 at the Nakuru Athletic Club. Now, the hosts took an early lead via a Javans Omondi penalty, but the Bankers responded immediately with a converted try to lead 7-3. A penalty by Levis Amunga and 2 tries from Bramwell Kilwake and John Aswani gave KCB RFC a 19-12 lead at the halftime. In the second half, KCB went on rampage, scoring 4 more tries for a comfortable win of 43-19. Let's have a look.
Level of sharpness was a little bit down. Boys coming back from the holidays, the effects could be seen from the game, so it's a matter of just trying to push them to get them fitter for game ready and to be able to just to get to where they were before we went for the holidays. So the effect was seen today. I think we'll just get better by every game as we play. So.
All right, and that's all we have for you on Citizen TV Briefs at this hour. More details will be coming your way later on at 7 and at 9 p.m. Thank you for watching. My name is Jimmy Bogo.